Welcome! I've got a haul of albums to show you today. Kind of a haul, there's 4 of them, and from 2 different sellers. All albums, all LPs, vinyl records from the one band. It's a band who I've shown in a couple of recent record collecting videos. I've really decided to go gung-ho and focus on collecting this band at the moment, and I've picked up some really nice limited edition coloured and patterned vinyl variants of this group's studio albums recently. All these 4 will just be standard black vinyl. They're all sort of quite old albums and old releases now. Not dead old, but within the last few years at least. Right, let's get into it. Purchases from Discogs Marketplace, by the way. There's this one here that's come from within the UK. Just one album in here. But in a way, this is the one I'm most excited about receiving today. Simply because a fair amount of the music on here I am familiar with. Probably making a load of horrible noise and peeking my mic out again. So I'm trying to do this away from my microphone, and it makes it a little bit harder. The price of this, I think all in, including a certain amount of postage, was £18.50. Pre-owned. I could have got it brand new on something like the Sound of Vinyl. I think they had this in stock. I was assured by the Discogs seller that this was a very nice copy. A pressing from around 2012 actually, although the album itself, if memory serves, came out in 1994 or 95, and it's their debut album. Getting into this protector type thing here, it seems a fairly good quality one, but it's put parcel tape over it, so I'm probably going to have to rip it sadly. So it doesn't matter, I've got plenty of these protective sleeves of my own that I use. Just seems a shame to kind of waste one really. Yeah, see, now I've made that tatty. I still don't think it got into it very well. I mean, I can't fault the packaging really. Actually, what's going on here? Yeah, I think he's separated the inner sleeve and the record out from the outer sleeve, and he's put that in like a protector as well, with more parcel tape on it. I almost opened this just off camera a few hours ago, because this came on its own via Royal Mail, and then the next parcel that I'm going to open, that came later on in the day via UPS, and it got to something like 4:30 in the afternoon. And I thought, well, I'm not going to get any more mail today at this time. I'll open the album that I got earlier this morning and then just show that as normal. But no, the UPS delivery guy came and delivered me the package we'll open after this. So I thought I'd just open all these on camera, and now I wish I hadn't, because that seems to be taking me ages. So that's the inner sleeve for this. You still don't know what it is yet. Let's put the knife down there for now. But this is, if I can turn it round, Weezer's debut album, henceforth known as the Blue Album. So I'm delighted that I've got this. I think this is like a back to black pressing from 2012's ringing a bell. The brand new pressing that the Sound of Vinyl currently have in stock, that one will be from within the last couple of years or so. But I thought, you know, this one's a bit cheaper. It's supposed to be in mint condition or near mint. I don't think you can class any pre-owned record as absolutely mint condition. It is just standard black vinyl. I think it's either 180 or 140 gram heavyweight vinyl, this as well. Quick look at it, not a lot to see, and not a lot to see disc wise relating to the other albums, but you know, the haul in which that I'm showing you today, it's a Weezer haul. I've really been enjoying Weezer lately, and that's why I've really decided to get as many albums that are reasonably priced by the group as possible. The singles on here I'm familiar with: Buddy Holly, which I had on cassette, Say It Ain't So. I can't actually read anything on here, but I do actually remember that those 2 singles are definitely on here. Say It Ain't So, I had that as a CD single as well back in the day. This was what started it all for the, I think they're from Los Angeles, aren't they, Weezer? Wonderful stuff. The Blue Album, the debut album, or just Weezer, as it was known for probably many years, until they released another album, which would have been the Green Album actually. It's confusing, like all these ones that just say Weezer on the front, and then these usually got a shot of the 4 band members, and then whatever colour the actual sleeve is. Technically they're all just called Weezer, they're all self-titled, but because there's been so many of them now, they just get subtitled based on whatever colour they are. Right, have a bit of a slurp of my cup of tea, and we'll continue. So this package, rather more expensive than £18 or £18.50 or whatever this was. This was a UPS delivery that came this afternoon. This is from Italy. I think it's a record shop in Italy with a Discogs store, Discogs listings. As I say, I've been looking for a lot of Weezer on Discogs and eBay as well, and, well, a couple of my other sites where you'd buy sort of brand new vinyl and new releases and things, but it's rather more slim pickings there. But this total order here, converted from euros to pounds, I think came to around £83 something. It sounds like a lot for 3 albums, but you have to bear in mind a couple of things. One, that price does include international postage, and it must be quite a high rate of postage as well, because UPS, they could have sent this via normal airmail or whatever, and it would have taken probably at least another week or 2, maybe even longer to arrive. But I would have saved some money, but their cheapest option was this UPS express delivery, so I don't think that's too bad at all, really. And there was also VAT to pay, as now we tend to have to pay extra tax on purchases from within the European Union. Thank you, Brexit. Don't get me started on that. And the seller, Roberto his name was, he sent me a nice couple of messages saying, oh, you do realise because you're in the UK you've got to pay tax on this now. I'd put the stuff in my Discogs basket, gone through checkout at PayPal, the taxes were added on along with the postage and what have you, and I couldn't really go back on it then, but I didn't want to. You know, if you take away the postage and the tax and everything, you're still looking at around sort of £22 each, I would say, for these records. And considering you can't get any of these brand new on any of my usual record websites anymore, I'm perfectly happy with it. I think technically the prices for these, 2 of them were listed at €15 each, and then one of them was listed at €30. And even with the tax, they were still about the best prices for these that I could find. Once again, these have come in some protective sleeves and have been separated out. First one I'm showing you. Oh, now this is another Back to Black edition. I didn't realise that, actually. But this is, I think, Weezer's 2005 album, Make Believe. So this would have been reissued probably maybe a similar time to when that pressing of the Blue album was reissued, maybe 2012 or perhaps a bit later. I can't remember. I'm not really familiar with anything on this album, so I'm not really going to stand here and talk loads about these. I do like the fact this one has had the hype sticker conserved. I think that's rather nice. I do try and do that myself. Not going to show you the record. I'm going to assume that this record looks absolutely fine. All these were listed as either very good or near mint condition, I believe. Oh yeah, there is a lyric sheet in there as well, which is nice. I don't think this was the one that was €30. I think this was one of the like €15 ones. So Weezer, Make Believe there. Seems a relatively good quality protective sleeve, that, so I'll probably save that one. Oh, that's a nice good quality one. There again, separated out. Ah, okay, I've just seen what this one is. This one, I might as well show you right now. Pacific Daydream. Oh, I can see there's like Japanese or certainly Oriental style writing on the back of this. It's got fairly big and clear text on it as well. I think the main single off this album, and I think this album was maybe 2017 this one came out, so I think out of the 4 today this one is the most recent, but the main single was, I think, Feels Like Summer, but there was no doubt at least a couple of other singles. For whatever singles are now, really. For me, a single, because I'm an old man, is something physical, you know, with a couple of tracks on it, or if it's on a CD, then 3 or 4 tracks. Nice inner sleeve there. We won't look at the record again. So Pacific Daydream. Oh, this one has got a lyric sheet as well. Just wanted to show you all these as kind of like some housekeeping, really. There is at least a couple of these, probably more actually, that would at one point have been available on coloured vinyl, but in such limited quantities, and even sort of these standard black editions, some of these are getting a little bit rare now, particularly the last one that I'm going to show you. But that was, I think, 2017's Pacific Daydream, my 3rd Weezer album of the day. And finally, we have this one here. There again, a good quality protective sleeve, and this one with a very, very white cover is the White Album, not to be confused with the Beatles' White Album, although coincidentally that is technically called the Beatles, whereas this, as I was saying before, is one of Weezer's many self-titled albums, so this is technically called Weezer. You might just be able to make it out at the top in even whiter text. You probably can't see that. I'm amazed I could see it, really. But for all intents and purposes, known as the White Album. Inner sleeve again. So this was the one that was like €30. Can't remember the years of these. Easy enough to look up. You just look up Weezer discography on Wikipedia and you can find out all your dates and stuff. Really, only the Blue album, the one I got from the UK-based seller, has any music on that I know I've definitely heard before. There's probably bits and bobs from most of these that I've heard just sort of accidentally, maybe on TV or whatever. Oh, another lyric sheet, by the way. Absolutely delighted, and I think just over £80, and that's included quick postage. This was under a week when I made this order. I'm very happy. So, White Album from mid-2010s-ish. Pacific Daydream from a couple of years or so later. Make Believe, which, although this will be a later reissue, was originally a 2005 studio album. And last but by no means least, we started out with the one I'm most excited about because I am familiar with some of the stuff on it. The debut album, or the Blue album, whatever you would want to call it. So there we are. Great haul of Weezer here from a couple of Discogs sellers, both within the UK and over in the beautiful country of Italia. Weezer, I'm really enjoying listening to them at the moment. You've seen me show a few albums, their last couple of studio albums, OK Human, Van Weezer, and then some stuff from previous as well. I've got something really nice relating to Weezer on its way now from eBay that I'm going to show you in a video that hopefully you'll have seen by the end of the month. They have released so many albums, it's going to be very difficult for me, particularly collecting on vinyl record, for me to get every last one. If they suddenly decide to reissue a load again at a fair price, then it'll be easy. It'll be a piece of piss, as they say, but I can't see that happening necessarily. It's not out of the question. I do like crate digging, online virtual crate digging, particularly at Discogs, and it's nice to look for records on eBay as well, but Discogs is kind of like for pre-owned stuff. That's my go-to website, it always has been. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look at 4 Weezer albums added to my collection today. Special thanks go, as always, to my subscribers and my wonderful patrons. You know who you are, and you're amazing. Please see my Patreon link, my Facebook group link, and lots of other interesting referral and discount links and codes down in the description text box. I'm going to go now, and I don't know which one to listen to first. I think I'll probably do this in chronological order, even though it's quite a random selection of Weezer albums here. We've got one from the 90s, one from the noughties, and then 2 from the teenies. It's 2010s. I don't like that term teenies. It sounds like some sort of CBeebies show, doesn't it? I'm really excited to listen to all of those and just keep building my Weezer collection. And as I say, you'll certainly be seeing more Weezer, including a very nice item in particular coming on this channel in the near future. And I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next record collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!